All right, hello Grossmont students. Here is the rest of Hey Jude. First I'll do the chorus and then we'll do the coda, and that will cover the whole song. Okay, so we'll go measure by measure. So measure 1 of the chorus is actually measure 10 on the score. First beat is a rest, 8th note rest. Now the upbeat of 1, that's our open D. The lyric there is and. Okay, now beat 2 is any, so that's D on the B string, Ni on the open B string. Okay, and any. Time is beat 3. U, upbeat of 3. Feel, 4, that's A also. The, okay, so that whole measure. D, D, B, B, A, G. Okay, next measure, measure 11. Pain is open B. Hey Jude is D, B, rest on beat 3. Beat 4, D, G. Okay, that whole measure. 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1. Okay, next measure, this is measure 12. We have a rest on beat 1. On beat 2, we have a D to a B. Okay, upbeat of 3 is next. So we have a tie into beat 3. The upbeat of 3 is A. Okay, so that's don't carry the G world. 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. Okay, there's lots of syncopation in that one. There's lots of ties, and then notes sounding on upbeats. So count that one very carefully, measure 12. Okay, now moving on into measure 13. That's world upon your shoulders is the next measure. Okay, so beat 1 is a tie A, so I'm going to start that on the end of 4 in my count. 1, 2, 3, 4, and. That's world. Okay, now the upbeat of 1 is a B. Okay, you can choose. You can put it on the open B string, or you can put it on G4. I would highly recommend G4 because your ring finger is already there. So that's the B note. So that's world, up, on, back to A, your shoulders. So shoulder is upbeat of 4. That's the that's the 4th fret D string. And then we have ers in the next measure. Okay, that's the open D string. All right, now there's a couple notes in parentheses, the and of 3 and 4 and. We're only going to play that the second time around, so let's say we just went back and played all that again. And then we have, that's na na na, na na na. Okay, now next measure, we have a measure of 2. So we have 2 C naturals, that's C on the B string, 1st fret. Then we're going to scoot up to C sharp in the next measure. Okay, so C sharp is 1, upbeat of 1 is D, 2 is E, 3 is E, 4 is a rest. Okay, and that does it for the chorus. We have a little pickup going back to the verse, that is measure 17. On beat 4, that's Hey into Hey Jude. Okay, now, all right, next up we have the coda. So for the coda, we start with this nice big run on a D chord. Okay, the notes are C sharp, D, F to F sharp, G sharp to A, C sharp to D, F to F sharp, G sharp to A, and D. Okay, now the way that I see that is as a D chord in C form. Now that's not something we've learned really in class. I went over it quickly today, but it's not really part of the curriculum, but it will help you. Okay, so if we can visualize a C chord, but let's change the fingering so that our index finger is free. Now we can scoot that shape up the neck. So I scoot up 2 frets, so my starting note is a D now, and I put my index finger on G2. Okay, that is called a C chord, or C form chord. The actual name is a D. Okay, C form D. Now the notes are a half step below each of those chord tones. Now I put that D on the open string for ease of reading, but you could also put it there. Okay, and here's our run. Each note starts a half step below each of those chord notes. Okay, so there's two ways to see that run. Okay, just with the reading and then in the context of the chord. I think in the context of the chord is always more helpful, so I really wanted to share it that way. All right, now moving on, we have a much simpler coda to play with. This is the na, 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 this part. Okay, so we have open D, F sharp on the D string, A on the G string, and then we're gonna change our fingering for this part. Instead of changing strings like that so often is pretty difficult, so let's put the E on the B string. Okay, so that's E, D, E, D, E, D, E, D, B, A. Okay, so that was measures 21, 22, and 23. So that's 1 E and 2, measure 21, measure 22, 1 E and 2, 3, 4 is open B, Jude, A. Okay, that should cover the whole tune. So work it up, we'll be playing this one together, and reach out if you have questions. All right, take care, y'all.